Good morning, good afternoon, good evening internet, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Economical Rides.
Well, how about this then? Today we've decided to escape the mountain weather and hit the coast. I mean, actually it's just as windy here as you can probably see, but it is about 8 degrees warmer. We're looking at 8 degrees back where I live. This is about 16 today. So we're just going to take a little run up this coast road here, and yeah, I have a couple of things I need to talk about with regard to my 3,500 kilometer review and a couple of other things. And other than that, you can just enjoy the scenery. But it's been 3 weeks now since I've been out on the bike because of the awful weather, so it's really nice to be out again. So let's just go for a little jog down the road here. Hopefully the wind won't be too bad for the audio. It's not a fast road, it's quite a slow road, so I'm optimistic the wind won't be too terrible. So let's go. So there you go, a little bit of seaside for you, a little bit of sunshine. It's not exactly hot. I don't think I'll be going for a swim just yet, but at least it's dry. Right, so let me just get my thoughts together. So the main purpose of this video, other than me just wanting to get out and film another video because I'm actually able to go out on the bike at the moment, the main topic of this video is that in my 3,500 kilometer review video, I think I missed a very, very important aspect of the bike, or I certainly didn't give it the attention it deserves, and I wanted to correct that with today's video. Now, when I did my 3,500 kilometer review, I was very intent on being factual and precise and going through various aspects of the bike just to give people who don't know the bike as much information as I possibly could. And I think I succeeded in doing that, judging by the comments. But after that video, it did occur to me that for somebody who doesn't actually own a Meteor, the Meteor has one thing going for it, which I didn't really go into in that video, and it's something that doesn't exist on any spec sheet or anything like that. It's not something you would know unless somebody told you. So that video did bring quite a few new subscribers, and I'm just thinking that maybe those subscribers haven't watched all of my old videos, they haven't read all of the comments, and they might not be aware of this one important fact, that the Meteor makes the Meteor a really, really interesting motorcycle to potentially buy. So what is that aspect? Well, viewers of the channel will know because I'm always banging on about it, but long time viewers. But the main thing that the Meteor has, which is not really tangible, and as I say, it's not something that's on the spec sheets that Royal Enfield will give you, is the way the bike makes you feel and the way it makes you feel about the bike. So I've never really had a bike that's like this. If you go for a test ride, you'll probably know straight away what I mean, but this bike is just so friendly that at no time does it stress you. So basically, any time you're on the bike, it's just a relaxing, nice time. It's quite unusual in that respect. You'll probably notice it on a test ride, but certainly when you have the bike and it's your own, you'll also discover that you very quickly, blimey, that wind's trying to push me off the road here, you'll very quickly realise that you're falling in love with this bike. It gets under your skin, you very quickly develop a relationship with this bike, which is unlike any other bike I've owned. I think probably you'll get a similar thing, as far as I can make out, from a Royal Enfield Classic 500 Bullet. I think that gives you a similar feeling, but it's just a feeling of total relaxation on the bike, and a feeling that the bike is your friend and the bike is there to help you. It's a willing friend. It wants to go on adventures with you, and yeah, it's really hard to put your finger on it. But initially when I got the bike, I thought it was just me, and I thought, this is just me feeling this way because I'm excited about my new bike. But over time, other people have received their Meteors, and they've said exactly the same thing in the comments, and lots of people have. I mean, it seems pretty much universal. This bike has something about it which puts you at ease and makes every ride relaxing. It doesn't demand anything of you. It's just totally in tune with you. It just wants to be ridden nice and steady, and you just get into a nice relaxing cruise with it. Shift through the gears nice and early, keep the revs nice and low, and it's just a totally relaxing ride. And I was actually thinking on the way out here, because it takes me about an hour and a half to get here, so I had quite a bit of thinking time, and it was a fair bit of motorway on fast road as well, so it's quite boring. So I was thinking on the way out here, actually, one of the reasons I think why I enjoy every ride on this bike, and I feel like this bike doesn't demand anything of me, and it doesn't stress me. An important aspect which I hadn't really thought about before, but I think part of it, for me personally, that might not be the same for everybody else, but for me personally, I think the fact that it was a fairly cheap bike to buy helps me be relaxed on the bike, because I've had other bikes that cost a lot more money. When you're out on a bike that cost over 10 grand, there's always an element of, oh yeah, great, I'm going out on my new bike, it's awesome. But there's always an element of, whatever you do, don't drop it. Whatever you do, don't fall off it. And it goes beyond that. It's like if you stop somewhere with an expensive bike, first of all, you're worried that it might get knocked over, or it might just fall over, or that it might even get stolen. Now, as much as I would hate for anything to happen to my Meteor, and I've no intention of anything happening to it, I want to keep it as it is forever. But the other week somebody did rear end it, so these things can happen. But I think the thing with the Meteor that helps me to relax when riding is the thought that, well, even in the worst case scenario, if this bike got totally written off or something bad happened to it, I could almost certainly, on finance, afford to buy another one. And I think that for me personally, that is a factor. I'm a lot more relaxed on the bike because I'm not worried about how valuable it is. It just gives me a lot less things to worry about. So that's something as well that makes the bike a bit different. Maybe will increase your enjoyment or your relaxation when you're out and about. So this road here is the road from Villaricos. We're on the Almeria coast here in southern Spain. This is the road from Villaricos to Aguilas, and it's quite a dangerous road actually, because people overtake even though they shouldn't, and even though the speed limit is quite low on this road, people just seem to ignore it. But I have seen quite a few police cars about on this road in the past, so we'll stick to the speed limit. And also I need two hands on the bars at the moment because the wind is definitely pushing me off to the right quite badly. So yeah, this road's quite interesting, apart from the kamikaze car drivers, because along this road there's just one little secluded cove after another. So it's quite a good place to find a secluded cove to go swimming or something, because there's literally 5 or 6 of them all along this road, and it's usually quite a steep access down to them, and they don't tend to be beaches, they're just a selection of rocks, but the water's very clear, and if you can manage to climb up and down the steep access to get there, There are some nice little coves on this road for swimming. I would recommend you don't come down this road in the summer holiday season, because it's totally manic and people are trying to park, and they're parking all up the hard shoulder in places they're not supposed to, and it's all very terrifying. But if you can come down here on a nice day that's not in the full summer season, you can probably find a nice quiet spot to have a bit of a dip. So yeah, so having said that, my video about my 3,500 kilometer review was okay. I covered the things I wanted to cover, but then this week I thought, actually, I didn't tell you the thing I like most about the bike, and that's just, as I say, how it makes me feel and how quickly I came to feel about the bike. I have a real relationship with the bike now, and from day one, every ride on the bike, I've just been totally relaxed, and I've been in a position to just really focus on enjoying the bike and enjoying the scenery, enjoying the ride. So that's really something that the Meteor has going for it. If you think I'm being a bit sentimental about it, you can check through the comments of previous videos. Lots of people have picked up their Meteor and confirmed they feel exactly the same way, so it definitely is a real thing. So there you go, there's some nice water for you and some rocks. Not too bad for the beginning of December. Could do without that wind though, that is quite dangerous. So what else was there to talk about? Yes. The next video is going to be my, well, most likely, plans can change, but most likely, I do enjoy these plastic speed bumps. They're absolutely horrendous. Even if you go over them at absolute walking pace, they still try and break your back. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, so the next video will probably be the seat comparison test. I'm still running the standard seat, which is another reason why I forced myself to come out today to the coast, because to get here, to ride around here, to get back, it's going to be a 4-hour day in the saddle, and that was the only thing I was missing with the standard seat, was a longer day in the saddle to make a genuine comparison with the touring seat. So I think after today's ride, I'll be able to make my conclusions about the two seats. So that video should be coming up soon. I think that video will also feature another mods section. The bike for the next other mods segment will actually be the bike of Dr. Doolittle, a channel subscriber. And he's made a very interesting mod. He's actually fitted a wine cellar to his Meteor. So look forward to that. I'd also like to give out a shout out to Lancer Rider over there in Canada. He commented on my review video when I was complaining about the rust in the exhaust in the silencer pipe. He suggested using WD-40. Originally I was thinking of using old engine oil, because I have a fair amount of old engine oil, but I decided that his suggestion of using WD-40 was probably a little bit cleaner and would possibly protect a little bit better. So I did spray a copious amount of WD-40 into the exhaust and wiped it out with a cloth. Before I did that, I rubbed very hard with a cloth inside the exhaust to try and remove as much of the loose rust as possible. Please be careful doing that. If you use anything abrasive, the black paint, if you have a black exhaust like I do, the black paint is not very resistant. It will scratch and wear quite easily. So I ended up just going inside the exhaust where it was silver metal with a fairly rough cloth and rubbed it as hard as I could, and I did manage to get a fair bit of red dust out of there. And then I treated it with WD-40, as I said, and it looks a lot better now. I'll try and show you a before and after picture here. So thanks again to Lancer Rider for that suggestion. I think I can recommend it for anybody who's having a similar issue. It does make it look a little bit better, and it should certainly stop it from getting any worse. So I think that just about wraps it up for this video. I just wanted to mention the most important thing about the Meteor is the way it makes you feel about the bike, and the way you come to feel about the bike within a very short space of time. The seat comparison video should be able to be made now that I've done today's long ride. And if you're worried about the orange inside your black silencer pipe on your Meteor, just give it a gentle go with some WD-40. It seems to make it look a lot better, and it'll probably protect it in the future. So I shall just wrap this video up for today. Hope you enjoyed it, found it useful. Like if you did, that will help other people to find this video, and hopefully then find my channel and decide to come back more often. Subscribe if you haven't already, and weather permitting, there should be another riding video soon, but the seat comparison video, I can do that one at home, so even if the weather's terrible again, that video should be coming fairly soon. Thank you for watching, take care, ride safely, bye bye.